Hello everybody, this is Jamie on scene. I figured I hadn't done one of these in a very long time. I've got my Gray's Sports Almanac shirt on. So that tells you right there that I'm at a Back to the Future site location. Today I'm in South Pasadena and I am at George McFly's house. And it looks identical when it was in the movie. Let me show you what it looks like right now. Here we go. I'm going to flip over. Here it is, George McFly's house. So freaking cool. Still looks identical to when the movie was here. Nice neighborhood. Lorraine's is right down the street, so I'll get Lorraine Baines' house down the street. Lorraine Baines. But here is I'm sorry, I almost said Marty. George McFly's house. So cool. All right, let's head over to Lorraine's house right now. Okay, and literally, Lorraine's house is 2 doors down from George McFly's house. So let me show you what Lorraine's house looks like right now. It looks like they repainted it. Looks way different actually, but you'll notice the hood, the roof, and the 2 little small windows above the door, it's exactly the same. So let me show you what it looks like right now. Okay, here we go. There it is, Lorraine Baines' house. Back to the Future. So you see it looks totally different than the one in the movie. But you'll recognize the door, and then you have the 2 little windows on top, and then the roof on the left side there. It looks identical to the movie. She is at 1727. And then he is at 1711. So it's literally, you got this house, and then you got, and there's Marty, George McFly's house. So they're literally 2 doors down from each other. So that's pretty darn cool. And there you have Lorraine Baines' house. Back to the Future. Okay, and we have one more little surprise. Right across the street from Lorraine's house is the infamous George McFly tree. When Marty's running up and he looks up, he's a peeping Tom. Well, we are right in front of that tree. Here it is. Boom. There it is. The tree. That's where he looks out with his binoculars and looks right across the street over at Lorraine's house. And there it is. So there is the infamous tree. We were trying to find out for a while. We want to make sure we had the right tree. We had to look at pictures, look on images, and we found out this is the actual tree where he actually climbed out onto the bark there. And he's a peeping Tom. Very, very cool indeed. So there is the George McFly tree. And now here's a close-up of the tree. And as I was walking up to take a picture next to it, someone engraved in the cement, George McFly fell from this tree, 1985. Isn't that awesome? That is so awesome. Someone did that. And there you have it. So now I know that I picked the right tree. There is the proof. Super cool. And now you're not going to believe, but 3 houses down from Lorraine's house, down the same street, is Biff Tannen's house, his grandma's house. I'm going to the dance, Grandma. Well, we found the house. It's literally 3 doors down from it. So let me go ahead and show you what it looks like right now. There it is. Biff Tannen Grandma's house. And you can still see the fences right there that were in the movie as well on the front porch. And then if you remember right, that had bushes right there. Remember he ran over the bush when the the old, the future Biff drove through. Remember, he drove through and messed up the bushes and all that stuff? But it's not there anymore, obviously. But that is the grandma's house. How cool is that? That is pretty darn cool. So there's Biff Tannen's grandma's house. And I bet you anything, in the movie, remember he's walking down the sidewalk, those kids are playing with a ball, and he's sitting there, and remember they're bouncing the ball, and it goes to Biff, and he throws it into the balcony. I bet you anything, it's this house here, because see up here? You can see the lip right there, and that's probably where he threw the ball, which is 2 doors down. That is so great. So that is pretty darn cool. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you, my Back to the Future friends. There is Biff Tannen's grandma's house. Then you go 3 doors down. Then you have Lorraine's house. And then you go 2 doors down. This house here, and then there you have George McFly's house. That is so cool. All right, there you have it. Over and out. And I am back again. I know I've done a Jamie on Scene at the Gamble House, which is Doc Brown's house, but I couldn't help it. It's only 10 minutes away from the other homes we just did, Lorraine and George and Biff's house. I couldn't help it, but we just, because my wife Linda's here with me, she has not seen the Gamble House yet. And this section's a little bit, is actually open. You can actually walk around, which before, I think it was right after the pandemic hit, so this was all closed off. You couldn't even walk up here. So let me show you Doc Brown's house up close and personal. Okay, so you can see, we got the walkway here. Here's Doc Brown's house. This is the Gamble House. We're still in Pasadena. Last time I shot this from my car, so because you couldn't even get out. So we were able to walk around the back part of the house. And I remember this is when he ran out with all of his maps and all that good stuff. Let's walk you over to the garage. So let's see, we'll walk over towards the garage. Remember, this is where he was running, where Marty was trying to tell him he was from the future. Ronald Reagan, the actor. This is when he runs over. And here is the garage, where he runs into. Here is the garage. And what's funny, unfortunately this part's not open, is actually a bookstore. So they've actually turned Doc Brown's garage into a bookstore, which I can only assume there might be Back to the Future books in there. Who knows? But maybe I'll try to get back here when they open again. But yeah, see, there's the house. And this is when Doc ran all the way over here with all of his plans in his hands and all that stuff. Ran over here, and that's when Marty told him how he came to the flux capacitor. It's what makes time travel possible. When you slipped on your toilet and you banged your head and you had a vision. The flux capacitor. So there you have it. There's Doc Brown's house as well. Literally only about 10 minutes away from the homes we just showed you. Pretty cool. Okay, I am back again, and we are at our last stop of the day, and is another Back to the Future house. It is Strickland's house. Back in 1985, when Marty McFly runs up to the house, check the newspaper to see what year it was, and it was the alternate 1985. They altered the house a little bit. In the movie, the stairs were in the front of the house, and we noticed in the pictures that the steps are in the side of the house. So we had to kind of make sure that we had the right house. So let me show you what Strickland's house looks like right now. Okay, here we go. There it is. There's Strickland's house. Remember when the guys drove by, "Hey, Strickland!" They threw the what was it, the Musseltoff cocktails. They threw it over to him, and he goes, "You slackers," and he shot at him. But you can see the stairs were right there when Marty McFly ran up to it, but obviously they have redone that. And the steps are off to the side, which you can't see. There's a car parked there. And what's really cool is, let me show you, I'm going to turn right here. It's a small little street, so. Is, if you remember, when I did Hill Valley High School, guess what? There it is. AKA Whittier High School. So there's the school right there. So, don't you remember me from school, sir? The school burned down 30 years ago. Well, there's a school right down the street from Strickland's house. So there it is. Strickland's house. Nice. See, there's the steps on the side right there. So that's a little different than what it was in the movie. And since we seem to be revisiting everything all over again, and we're right by Hill Valley, I thought I might as well just go ahead and show you Hill Valley once again. I think this was one of my very first Jamie on Scene videos. So here it is. Let me flip it over. There it is, Hill Valley High School. Oh, actually the tree's right in the way. Let's move over here so you can see it a little better. There we go. There's Hill Valley High School. There it is. Go ahead and zoom in a little bit so you can see it. That has not changed at all. So that still looks the same.